Dear students, I am Sanju Jhazria, Assistant Professor of English at Government College Ratangad. Today I am going to explain Taslima Nasreen's poem At the Back of Progress. This poem is included in BA Part 3rd, Paper 1st by Maharaja Ganga Singh University, Bikaner. So, in this poem, the poet objectifies the condition of women in a patriarchal society which victimizes her. The poet exposes the hidden face of development and points out the attitude of men and their doubts and their dubious stance on morality. So, this is our first stanza. The fellow who sits in the air conditioned office is the one who in his youth raped a dozen or so young girls and at cocktail parties is secretly stricken with lust, fastening his eyes on Lovely's belly buttons. In five-star hotels, he tries out his different sexual tastes with a variety of women, then returns home and beats his wife because of an over-ironed handkerchief or set collar. So this is very pathetic poem, and this presents the condition of women in patriarchal society. The fellow, the person who sits in the air conditioned office. This fellow sits in air conditioned office. So this poem begins with the description of a high ranking boss who sits in the air conditioned office. Is the one who in his youth raped a dozen or so young girls, and this fellow has raped so many young girls. So he is the person who has made sexual relations with many young girls or women in his youth, and some of these women must have been raped. And at cocktail parties is secretly stricken with lust, fastening his eyes on Lovely's belly buttons. So he might have used them sexually against their wishes. He is a prosperous businessman, and on the power of his wealth, he seduced many women. In cocktail or business parties, he ogles lustfully at the beautiful women secretly. He is a lustful person, and he looks for the girl or woman with whom he can have sex. He fastens his eyes on the belly buttons and other body parts of women. In five-star hotels, he tries out his different sexual tastes, and he invites and takes them to five-star hotels, and there he satisfies his sexual desires with different kinds of women. With a variety of women means with a different kind of women. Then returns home and beats his wife because of over-ironed handkerchief or shirt collar. And then, having done this immoral deed, he returns to his home and beats his wife over small and trivial things as over-ironed handkerchief or shirt collar. So the poetess satires on dual faces of a person who is a successful business person. Behind his success there is immorality and degraded character. In hotels he enjoys with other women, while at home he beats his own wife. His dual behavior to women shows that society has degraded morally. He represents the all upper class people of society. So I think you understood, and now we are heading towards next stanza. In his office, Mr. Big puffs on a cigarette, shuffles through files, rings for his employees, shouts, demands tea, drinks, and returns to writing people's character references. So now, another character is presented in his office. A person is presented in office. Mr. Big, and character's name is Mr. Big, puffs on a cigarette. He puffs on a cigarette. So in his office, the prosperous business person, Mr. Big, smokes, shuffles through files, and he puffs a cigarette and then become busy in the files. Rings for his employee. He rings to call the employee in his office. Shouts. He shouts at them when there is something wrong or carelessness in their work. Demands tea, and then he orders for the tea. He drinks wine or anything else, and then returns to writing people's character references, and he remarks on and then comments on the characters of his employees. He remarks on his service files. He writes necessary instructions and orders also for the employees. He has the authority to give out character references to people, and the poet questions the veracity of such references from a man who himself is morally corrupt. So, here the poetess presents the irony. There are so many people in society who are authorized to define others' characters, but they themselves are the symbol of characterlessness. Mr. Big is also in this stanza is the symbol of modern politicians and business persons. So I think you understood the second stanza, and now third stanza. His employee speaks in such a low voice that no one would ever suspect. How at home he also raises his voice is wild to his family, but with his buddies on the porch or at a movie, indulges in loud harangues on politics, art, literature, and how some people, female, his mother, grandmother, or great grandmother committed suicide. Bidding goodbye to his buddies, he returns home, beats his wife over a bar of soap or the baby's pneumonia. So now this line is also ironical. This stanza is full of irony. His employee speaks. Then the poetess describes an employee. His employee speaks in such a low voice. So, who seems genuinely civilized? This employee seems genuinely civilized and sophisticated because he speaks in such a low voice. He is always polite in his office. He seems so gentle that no one could suspect, that no one would ever suspect, so that nobody could suspect how at home he also raises his voice, that how he also raises his voice at home. So this fellow is a wild person at home and goes on shouting at everybody, but with his buddies on the porch or at movie. And he is always engaged in a discussion of films, politics, art, and literature, loud harangues on politics, art, literature, and how some female, his mother, grandmother, great grandmother, committed suicide. And this person, this fellow, always indulged, always engaged in a discussion of films, politics, art, and literature, and on the issues also how someone's grandmother or mother commit suicide. He speaks gently in the office, but at home, what he is doing? Bidding goodbye to his buddies. After saying goodbye to his buddies, to his fellows, he returns home. He also returns home, and what he does? He beats his wife. So, he speaks gently in the office, but at home, he shouts at his wife, beats his wife over a bar of soap or the baby's pneumonia. He speaks gently in the office, but at home he shouts at his wife, abuses and beats her. He quarrels with his wife over small and trivial issues such as the cake of soap or pneumonia to child. Thus, the poetess shows the dual and degraded mentality of man. Through the description of Abu employee, the poetess indicates towards the character of modern man. In modern times, people have dual characters. Their thinking towards women is suppressive and exploitative, yet they present themselves as an idealist person. So I think you understood it, and now we are heading towards last and next stanza. Next day at work, he pleasantly brings the tea, keeps the lighter in his pocket, receives a tip of a couple of take, and tells no one that he divorced his first wife for her sterility, his second for giving birth to a daughter, his third for not bringing a sufficient dowry. Now with wife number 4, he again has someone to beat over a green chili or a handful of rice. So, next character is next day. At work, he pleasantly brings the tea. Finally, she talks about a man who keeps a lighter in his pocket. So, and he brings tea pleasantly in the office, at workplace, keeps the lighter in his pocket, and that person keeps lighter in his pocket, receives a tip of a couple of taka, means he is servicing, he gets tip for his service, and tells no one that he divorced his first wife for her sterility, and he tells nobody that he has divorced his first wife because of her sterility. So who has divorced his first wife for her sterility? His second for giving birth to a daughter, and he has divorced his second wife for giving birth to a daughter, and his third for not bringing a sufficient dowry, and he has divorced his third wife for not bringing any dowry, now with wife number 4, and now he is living with his wife number 4. He again has someone to beat over a green chili and handful of rice. He beats his fourth wife for trivial things as green chilies or handful of rice, etc. The title is highly sarcastic and evidently mirrors the poet's thoughts. The treatment meted out to women at homes, their domination and suppression, do not figure in the index of economic progress and development. They are irrelevant to the progress that the society is headed towards. So, in this stanza, the man changes women as if he changes the clothes. The modern society has developed mechanically and economically, but morally it has degraded to a dangerous level. The above person is the symbol of a common person of society. So I think you understood it. Thanks for watching this video.